Crews work 8-hour shifts, hauling thousands of pounds of heavy traps from the seabed.
Speed is the only metric that matters when the window of calm weather is closing.
A single suction cup can hold 30 pounds of pressure, making extraction a fight.
Once airborne, there is no time to hesitate before the next trap arrives. Handling them requires speed and a grip that won't slip.
They are kept alive, a critical requirement for the high-end freshness market.
The lines are set miles deep, where the giant octopus hides in the cold darkness.
Below deck, the catch enters a holding system designed to mimic their natural habitat.
Temperature control is strict. A degree too warm, and the stress releases toxins.
Every trap is a gamble, but today, the haul is heavy.
Keeping them alive in transit is more expensive than the fishing itself.
They are escape artists, constantly testing the seals of their containment.
But the work at sea is only the prelude to the processing plant. And this is where the clock for freshness truly starts ticking. Transferring live cargo requires a delicate balance of speed and stability. Deep in the North Pacific, the hunt for the ocean's most intelligent invertebrate begins in brutal conditions.
Easy, left!
These custom transport units are equipped with their own filtration and oxygen systems.
Tie it off! Ah!
Here, the ownership transfers from the captain to the factory logistics team.
48 hours after the first trap dropped, they reached the unloading zone.
The deck must be scrubbed of slime immediately to prevent fatal slips.
5 tons of water and livestock settle onto the chassis. If the aerators fail during the 2-hour drive, the entire catch suffocates.
Secure. The driver now takes responsibility for the life support systems.
One loose strap on a winding coastal road could mean a catastrophic spill. The convoy moves out, leaving the chaos of the port for the highway.
Inside, it is a dark, vibrating waiting room.
They are racing against metabolism. Stress burns the octopus's energy reserves. The destination is a fortress of concrete and stainless steel.
The driver radios ahead.
The processing plant needs to prepare the intake bays.
Here, biosecurity is paramount. No contaminants can enter the facility.
Bay 4!
The truck is directed to the dirty zone, the designated intake area for raw live product.
Specialized suspension prevents excessive sloshing, which can bruise the delicate skin inside. Precision backing aligns the tank valves with the factory's intake pumps. The journey ends here. The processing begins immediately. Gravity and suction will move the octopuses from the truck to the stun line. They flow out of the transport and into the heart of the machine.
The transfer line bridges the gap between the uncontrolled outside world and the sterile interior.
Hygiene protocols here rival those of a hospital operating theater. Cross-contamination is the industry's silent killer.
Before touching the product, the human element must be sanitized.
The facility operates at a constant 4 degrees Celsius to inhibit bacterial growth.
Here, the transport water is immediately separated and diverted to waste treatment.
They fall into the holding raceways, the final stage before processing.
A color change indicates a healthy nervous system. It passes.
The first task is a vitality check. Dead animals must be culled immediately.
Batch confirmed. The floor drops out. Anything unresponsive is discarded to be sold as bait or fertilizer.
The survivors move to the bulk weighing station.
Every kilogram is accounted for. The factory pays for yield, not water.
They take their stations at the raw grading line.
This wastewater is toxic with bacteria and must be filtered immediately.
The cold anesthetics them naturally, preparing them for the most dangerous stage.
Embedded hooks and stones from the seabed can destroy the processing blades downstream.
Human eyes are still required to spot what machines miss.
They are flushed directly into the initial cleaning and stunning room.
This ice slurry drops their body temperature to near zero, inducing a dormant state.
Once the gate opens, there is no turning back. Cleaned of debris, they reach the manual inspection line.
High-pressure jets and friction strip away the outer layer of ocean grit and excess mucus. Shanti.
They exit the buffer lines and enter the primary tumbler. Spacing is critical for the automated optical grader. Sorting ensures that cooking times later in the process will be uniform.
They are categorized by weight class: small, standard, and premium giant.
The batch is moved to the chemical treatment zone. Lasers measure volume to the millimeter in a fraction of a second. Once a hopper reaches capacity, it is automatically flagged for the next stage. Before evisceration, the skin needs one final preparation. Coarse salt is added. It acts as an abrasive. The friction creates a chemical reaction, drawing out the last of the deep-seated slime. If this slime remains, the meat will taste bitter and spoil within days. This is the manual gutting line, where automation cannot replace the dexterity of the human hand. They enter the butchery, where machines give way to knives.
The first step is to invert the mantle to expose the internal organs.
Now pristine, they are ready for the most graphic part of the process.
The blades must be razor sharp. A dull knife slips, and a slip here means stitches.
It is a graphic process. The anatomy is complex and fragile.
One precise cut separates the digestive system from the edible meat.
It is the only hard part of the animal's body, sharp enough to crush crab shells.
Speed is essential, but precision is vital.
If the ink sac bursts during removal, the meat stains black and is instantly downgraded.
The eyes contain fluid that can cloud the cooking water, so they must go.
Next is the beak, the hard, parrot-like mouth hidden in the center.
In under 20 seconds, the animal has been dressed and cleaned.
But the meat is currently tough and rubbery. It needs mechanical tenderizing.
The chamber is sealed, and a vacuum is pulled to expand the fibers. This mechanical beating mimics the traditional method of thrashing them against rocks.
Octopus muscle fibers are dense. Without breaking them down, they are inedible.
A mixture of ice and salt is added again, this time for impact, not cleaning. They will tumble for 3 hours, being dropped repeatedly against the steel walls. Three hours later, the vacuum seal is broken.
The muscle fibers have been beaten into submission, transforming from rubber to velvet.
They enter the hot zone, where the final chemical change occurs.
Cooking loose would tangle them. Hanging them ensures the iconic shape.
Before full submersion, they must be scared, a traditional technique industrialized.
The muscle fibers have been beaten into submission, transforming from rubber to velvet.
Precision is key. Overcooking turns the meat into a dissolving gel.
Now they boil. 98 degrees Celsius for exactly 45 minutes.
Dip 3 times. The curl is set.
The sudden heat shock contracts the collagen, forcing the tips to curl.
Dip twice. The proteins snap tight, preserving the skin's integrity.
The protein structure tightens, then relaxes again as the collagen melts.
Time is up. They must be removed immediately.
They are firm, heavy, and drastically reduced in size.
The color has shifted from pale gray to a rich, appetizing violet. This locks in the texture, keeping the skin from sloughing off during packaging. Thermal shock. The cooking process must be halted instantly.
The texture check confirms the perfect balance, yield versus tenderness.
Transformation complete. Now, automation takes over for the final cut. The optical grading system photographs every square inch of skin at 40 frames per second. Algorithms detect blemishes invisible to the naked eye, flagging them for the robotic handlers. The premium grade is diverted to the whole freeze line.
The rest are destined for tentacle packs, requiring surgical separation.
Delta robots, moving faster than human reflexes, execute the sorting commands.
Individual separation is crucial before they enter the cryotunnel.
Water jets slice through the meat without creating heat, preserving the texture.
Rapid freezing prevents large ice crystals from tearing the cell walls.
Fluidization keeps the pieces floating, freezing them individually rather than in a block.
But before packaging, we must ensure total safety. The X-ray hunts for metal fragments, glass, or dense plastic. This sacrificial layer prevents freezer burn during global shipping.
A single millisecond blast removes the hazard without stopping the line.
They emerge rock hard, preserving their freshness indefinitely. A momentary shower creates a protective glaze of ice.
The IQF tunnel is a blast freezer, operating at -40 degrees Celsius.
The final approved product is elevated to the packaging tower.
Random destructive testing ensures the integrity of the barrier. It builds the bag around the falling product in midair.
A secondary scale verifies the weight. Underweight packs are rejected.
The machine calculates the combination closest to 500 grams and drops it instantly. Traceability codes are sprayed on, linking this bag back to the specific boat and catch date.
The retail packs are collated into master cartons for wholesale distribution.
Compliance is strict. The consumer must never receive less than promised. From loose frozen pieces to a retail-ready pack in under 2 seconds. Heat and pressure fuse the laminate layers, creating a hermetic seal. Mathematical probability determines the perfect combination to match the target weight.
Manual packing allows for a final visual check of the bag artwork.
The master carton receives its own unique passport. This barcode contains the entire history of the batch.
While the pallets wait, samples from the batch undergo forensic analysis.
The product is secure. Now it must wait for the quality lab's final approval.
Texture and color are checked, but the real threats are invisible.
The sample is homogenized to release any potential bacteria. This solution will reveal if the cold chain was broken at any point.
Microbiology tests for Salmonella and Listeria take priority.
Incubation accelerates bacterial growth. A clean plate means a safe product. The heavy lifting is left to the palletizer, which never tires and never injures its back. Gravity brings the finished goods down to the logistics floor. The levels are well within international safety limits. It builds a stable, interlocking stack ready for international transit. But before storage, the load must be secured. Tight layers of film lock the boxes together, preventing collapse during shipping.
Microbiology passes. Next is the heavy metal analysis.
As top-level predators, octopus can accumulate cadmium and mercury.
Machines can measure safety, but only humans can judge quality.
They check for ocean fresh aroma. Any hint of ammonia is an automatic fail.
The batch is cleared. The quarantine in the warehouse can be lifted.
The texture must be firm but yielding, never rubbery, never mushy.
The logistics team has received the shipping order.
Thousands of tons of inventory sit at minus 25 degrees. With the lab's blessing, the product is officially ready for the market.
They are loaded into reefers, refrigerated containers set for long-haul travel.
This black box will record the temperature every 10 minutes for the next 3 weeks. It's time to move the product to the final dispatch stage. Once sealed, this door will not open until it reaches a port in Europe or Asia. Every inch of space is calculated. Air gaps reduce cooling efficiency. From the deep ocean floor to the supermarket freezer, the journey is a marvel of logistics.
All that matters is the texture, tender yet firm.
But for the consumer, the complexity of the process is invisible.
A delicacy that was once a dangerous creature of the deep. The industrial machine ensures that this experience is consistent, safe, and available year-round. As the day shift ends, the cleaning crew resets the stage.
But the ocean never sleeps, and the next convoy is already on its way.
Subscribe for more real factory breakdowns.
And this is how modern factories produce premium seafood from start to finish.
The cycle of extraction, transformation, and distribution is endless.
This single facility processes over 40 tons of octopus every single day.